you'll find this in a variety of different purports. It's probably the 26 qualities of a devotee. We can listen to those 26 qualities and go, oh my God, how much farther I got to go. I mean, Brahmaji confirms in the Bhagavatam purport, Prabhupada writes, herewith that only persons who have developed the desirable qualities can enter into the kingdom of God. So in order for us to get there, we have to have these qualities. Prabhupada had these qualities. And qualities, develop, they're already there, just kind of dormant for someone like me. And, gradually become visible, the more we purify our consciousness. So, but we want to remember them and work on them too. So, who can list any of the qualities? Anybody know? Yes.
Brave.
Yeah. Kind to everyone. Anybody else? Yeah. Truthful. Anybody else? Eats a lot of halava.
Yeah, great.
One I know. That's what my class is going to be about. I'll pick one of the qualities. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And I think we got it right there. You can see it. Going to a Gopi's woman, but Chaitanya yet. Okay. Any others? So you have 1, kind to everyone. 2, does not quarrel with anyone. That's a good one. That fanatic Christian comes to my book table. Yeah. That bad game in a bad mood. It's going to be great. No, I can't do that. Fixed in the absolute truth. Equal to everyone. Faultless. Charitable. Mild. Clean. Simple. Benevolent. Peaceful. Completely attached to Krishna. You're right. Has no material hankering. Meek. Steady. Self-controlled. Does not eat more than required. Uh-oh. Govind's restaurant, talking about the ultimate test. Sane. Okay. I remember, I don't know if I told you this, but I was associated with devotees, everything. Mount Rushmore for 6 months. Usually you have like many people in the van. So you go through a little thing, being in the wilderness, with no devotee association at all. I got a little, not horrible, but a little bit weird. And I remember just getting really kind of like, a little bit too mental. And I wasn't checking it. You're supposed to check that, correct it. But I wasn't checking it enough. Somebody came to the table, and whenever somebody comes to the table, I say, welcome to the magic table. Like you got good vibe there. And that sets a good vibe to get the books out. And that's what I was trying to say. I was literally trying to say that, but what came out is, welcome to Madman. So saying that one, you gone too far. And the guy was just like, yeah. So what's this all about? Okay. He didn't quite. Yeah, I chuckled like I'm kidding or something. But that's what came out. Like, I pushed it too far. I got to start checking this. Okay, and I really got serious and shaped up there. So I thought that was kind of tricky though. Sane, respectful. The word respectful, rather than, oh, he's that guy. Just look again. It's a nice word in that word respect. Check, who is this actually? Yeah. Humble, grave, compassionate. So it doesn't mean we don't talk, but we can only talk about Krishna. About, we should be trying to cultivate these qualities at the same time. Yeah. So that's our job. And nice with here she is in Vrindavan. It's at Radhakund, her favorite spot or something like that. And she hears this crying, these noises of distress. And some kids went jackal were beaten and ran into kids were putting a fire at the hole of the foxhole. She heard these cries. So she saved the jackal and gave the jackal pure devotional service. So there's a nice prayer regarding to make the prayer with me. It's regarding if you wish. Oh Srimati Radharani, Queen of Vrindavan, please bless us with the same compassion that you showed to the helpless jackal. Help us to be kind and merciful. Same qualities serve you with love and devotion. So yeah, having this similar. Prabhupada was walking in New York City, and hang your dumpster, and Prabhupada goes over there, look inside the dumpster, sees a big rat, just trying to get out, and of course nobody's gonna reach their hands in and pull a rat out of a dumpster. So Prabhupada just went, to the devotees, he's doomed. I mean, but Prabhupada in Vrindavan, here he is in Vrindavan, and he, before he comes over to the West, he's hearing this bang, bang, bang in the dumpster of the Western world, right? Here's these living entities psychically aware of the living entities stuck in this dumpster, and nobody's going to help them. Nobody's going to go over to the West and give these living entities a chance to get out of the dumpster of the cycle of birth and death. The dump truck is coming, death. And get a soul then goes into another body. And, things were really rough back then too. So Prabhupada was so kind that he came over to the West. And compassion, nice example of compassion to let this rat, have a chance to get out of the dumpster. So, and we really have an incredible opportunity available to us to make it really easy to help the living entities who are stuck on the dumpster, the cycle of birth and death, to escape that cycle by simply just distributing Prabhupada's books. I'd like to read some other things from Prabhupada messages throughout parts of the Bhagavatam. So it's interesting to note that we have this prayer, right? The order of Lord Chaitanya. Let me back up a little bit. So has anybody read the last? This is the last instruction of Prabhupada's guru to his dearmost disciples. Has anybody read that? It's 17 points. And this is the last point of the last lecture that Prabhupada's guru is giving to his dearmost disciples. So you can see the most important one. And it's interesting because I bring this up because some of my friends in Krishna consciousness, they've left the field of preaching work and gone to just work on their own spiritual development. That is fine, but you want to spend time working on your own development and also helping to spread Krishna consciousness. That's the practice that that we all have been given by Srila Prabhupada, and they're going, no, I have to do something special for myself and forget them, basically. I mean, in summary. And they're missing out. Because here, Prabhupada's guru is saying the last instruction of the last of the last instructions to his dearmost disciples. He says, preach the message of Sri Rupa and Raghunath fearlessly. So this is Six Goswamis teaching. Basically, we're taking Six Goswamis are taking the essence of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. And Prabhupada is perfectly delineating that or expounding that to us through his books. So preach the message of Sri Rupa and Raghunath fearlessly and with great enthusiasm. Through this preaching, you will attain all perfection. So it doesn't say, the last instruction is go into your room and just chant and chant and chant. I mean, it could say so many things right here, right? But what does he say? Through this preaching, of preaching fearlessly the message of the Six Goswamis, which is the essence of what Chaitanya was teaching, with great enthusiasm and fearlessly, through this preaching, you will attain all perfection. And we see that in the instruction of what Lord Chaitanya said the instruction of Krishna is. Anybody know the Bengali Yari Deka Tarika Krishna? What is it? Anybody know it? No? Okay. Yeah, you got it? Thank you. Instruct everybody to follow the teachings as I've given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and try to liberate everyone in the land. In this way, become a spiritual master. So instruct everybody to follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, try to liberate everybody in the land. Right? Am I missing some part of that? I was kind of spacing out. I said that in a while. Okay. Instruct everybody to follow the teachings as I've given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this way, become a spiritual position as servant of God, going to complete, get free from, what is that called? Mukta. Just like a coconut, right, separates from the shell, you can hear it rattle a coconut that's separated from the meat of the coconut. It's not like that. So as we carry out that instruction, that is the means for us to become liberated from the gross body. The soul separates from the gross body and the subtle body. That we become separate from that. It's like different, totally different. No longer again. Spiritual where we go. That's the process. It's very clear reading everything what Prabhupada has written in what Chaitanya is teaching and what the great acharyas of Prabhupada's guru is saying and so forth and so on. So this is the process. And when we don't, that's why Prabhupada is saying, book distribution must be given stress always to remind us, it's about preaching. This is the means for us to make it. Having this compassion. So I'm gonna, caring about other living entities and helping them advance. So I'm just gonna read a little bit more here. The Six Goswamis, Chak Vadeham Punah, what is it? Tasya, oh God, say it every day. Say the six Sad Goswami Astika every day. It's 8 verses about the Six Goswamis. And now I'm in front of the microphone, I can't speak it. That's like every day I've chanted it for 25 years. And now I can't remember. Check the termination on the Badisa and Shivakupati and the Ganesh. Kopi Baba or some Tamroni, Kanona. Vande Rupa Sanatana Yosh Jiva Bhagavato. Six Goswamis are very Six Goswamis kicked off all association of aristocracy as insignificant. In order to deliver the poor conditioned souls, they accepted loincloths, treat themselves as mendicants. They always merged in the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness. No. Six Goswamis kicked off all association of aristocracy in order to deliver the poor conditioned souls, they accepted loincloths, treating themselves as mendicants. They always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna, bathed always in. So you might say, and all these amazing people, they've given up incredible aristocracy. I mean, what was it? Rupa had a boat full of gold coins when he retired. A boat full of gold coins. Sanatana Goswami, same stuff. Raghunath, Bhakti Goswami. I mean, we're talking incredibly wealthy, prominent personalities in this world. And they gave it all up and they wore just loincloths. And they would sleep under a different tree every night. And of course, those trees were Kalpavriksha trees. So. But the point is, they did this, but they gained. It wasn't like, oh no. Sometimes I think, what do I do if I don't have my van? Oh my God, it's raining out, hailing or something. I'm like, thank God I got a van. It's not a Kalpavriksha tree. But a Kalpavriksha tree would be even better than the van. Of course, we don't really generally see Kalpavriksha trees around here anymore. So, but the point is that they gave up all this materialistic stuff to gain something so much greater. They always and repeatedly bathed in the ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna. I mean, wow. We're talking the highest thing. They were like completely absorbed in pure love of God. And when you have pure love of God, you experience zero problems, no physical pains. Even Jesus Christ getting those things to him, he's experiencing zero pain. And you have pure love of God. None. No suffering at all. So, yeah. So they gave all that up. Why? Because to help the world, to help us. Can you imagine if the six Goswamis hadn't written all that literature? We would have to go through all the Vedas, millions and millions of verses, and oh my God, they did that for us. We have it all just nice and succinct, topmost stuff of it all. So yeah. So some more verses on the note of compassion. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed. This is part of the translation of the Bhagavatam. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed. Here's another one. Because a Vaishnava fully takes shelter of the Supreme Personality Godhead, he personally has no problems. But because he is compassionate toward the fallen conditioned souls, he is always thinking of plans to save them from their hellish life in this body and the next. There's another purport to Bhagavatam. This should be the Krishna conscious persons. Krishna conscious persons should free himself from the clutches of Maya. He should also be compassionate to all others suffering in those clutches. The activities of the Krishna consciousness movement are meant not only for oneself, but for others also. This is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. One who is interested in his own salvation is not as advanced in Krishna consciousness as one who feels compassion for others and who therefore propagate the Krishna consciousness movement. Such an advanced devotee will never fall down, for Krishna will give him special protection. That is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Everyone is like a play toy, hands loose their energy, is acting as she moves them. One should come to Krishna consciousness to release oneself and others, and also to release others. So training up with devotees, that's kind of new to spreading Krishna consciousness somewhat. And asking all these questions about music festivals. For years I would go and others would go. Music festivals, and it's an incredible way. It's just a very favorable crowd, but almost everybody's out giving you, can give you some drugs, and there's ladies there that might not be dressed quite the same way they dress here, and so forth and so on. He's asking, how do you deal with that? I had to give him honestly, I said, I don't think we ever thought about it. I don't think any of us even ever thought about it. Where here we are in this radical scene. I don't think we even thought about it. Just Lord Chaitanya protected us. Literally just protected us. They don't fall down. They just went and did it, So, really, we didn't even think about it. We just went and got the books. It was so nectarian getting the books out. We didn't even think about it. Lord Chaitanya somehow, put us in a kind of unique state of consciousness or something. So here's another one. O demigods, one who has no passion for humanity and its suffering and does not sacrifice his impermanent body for the cause of religious principles or eternal glory is certainly immovable beings. So like what, a tree? The soul in the tree body feels pity for those humans who don't extend themselves, sacrifice for the helping other living entities in their sojourn back home to Godhead. So that's quite a statement. Here's another one. As Krishna is always compassionate to the fallen souls, his servants, the devotees of Lord Krishna, are also interested in educating the entire populace in Krishna consciousness, the entire populace. I feel really good about something. I'm planning on doing it this fall, but it's so difficult getting permits together. I mean, all the paperwork for transporting a shipment, a pallet of books to this place in Africa where you have, it's all in Arabic. So Arabic books. Some of those places you can't get Arabic books into countries, because they don't allow this. So the whole pallet's going out to, and some devotees have agreed to distribute them. Prabhupada says anybody who gives this knowledge to, we all love him, but Prabhupada gave us, take the dust from their feet. He distributes this in the Arabic world. Arabic, yeah. So you want to get some extra special mercy, that's pretty huge, right? You get a whole palette out. This is going to be fun. This is my one thing I'm doing in 2025. So yeah, it's a sponsored palette. Anyway, oh no, I lost my spot. Here we go. Yeah. The secret of success is unknown to people in general, and therefore Srila Vyasadeva, being compassionate toward the poor souls in this material world, especially in this age of Kali, has given us the Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you imagine life with the Srimad Bhagavatam? Vyasadeva, out of his compassion, he did this, under the guidance of Narada Muni. So imagine, all these wonderful beings here, like I'm sure at Vedacharya, he's coming down to earth because he loves to hear atheists, blasphemy, and loves to see a place with absolutely no devotion and no devotional service anywhere. I mean, is that why he came here? And Lord Nityananda, I'm coming down because I love to get smashed over the head with a I want to meet Jagamaya and get smashed in the head and bleed. Like Srinivas Acharya, oh yeah, I always love to hear my neighbors want to throw my house in the Ganges, right? And Gadadhar, I want to go and meet a demoniac Muslim ruler, walk straight into his house, not even knock, and encourage him to chant Hare Krishna. I mean, these people really sacrificed a lot. Lord Chaitanya, of course, the King of Kings. He's going through. Of course, God never gets inconvenienced, but somebody want to be on earth. I mean, even there in Mayapur, it wasn't the place of loving devotion all around you. So, and they're all doing that. And it's just phenomenal, actually. So they are going out of their way out of compassion for us. The Lord's pure devotees, however, take compassion upon unfortunate persons. They are unfortunate because of supernatural control due to their offensive activities performed simply for the sake of sense gratification. and in a missionary spirit, try to persuade them into the line of devotional service. Another purport. So here also the Lord says, you will see everything in the world to be non-different from me. This means that everything should be considered a product of the Lord's energy, and therefore everything should be employed in the service of the Lord. One's energy should be utilized for one's self-interest. That is the perfection of the energy. This energy can be utilized for real self-interest if one is compassionate. So, a person in Krishna consciousness, a devotee of the Lord, is always compassionate. He is not satisfied that only he himself is a devotee, but he tries to distribute the knowledge of devotional service to everyone. There are many devotees of the Lord who face many risks in distributing the devotional service of the Lord to people in general. That should be done. It is also said that a person who goes to the temple of the Lord and worships with great devotion, but who does not show sympathy to people in general or show respect to other devotees, is considered to be a third-class devotee. Second-class devotee is he who is merciful and compassionate to the fallen soul. Second-class devotee is always cognizant of his position as an eternal servant of the Lord. He therefore makes friendships with devotees of the Lord, acts compassionately toward the public and general public, in teaching them devotional service, and refuses to cooperate or associate with non-devotees. As long as one is not compassionate to service to the Lord, he is a third-class devotee. First-class devotee gives assurance to every living being that there is no fear of this material existence. Let us live in Krishna consciousness and conquer the nescience of material existence. It is indicated here that Kardama Muni was directed by the Lord to be very compassionate, liberal in his household life, and to give assurance to the people in his renounced life. The sannyasi, one in the renounced order of life, is meant to give enlightenment to the people. He should travel going from home to home to enlighten. The householder, by the spell of Maya, becomes absorbed in family affairs and forgets his relationship with Krishna. If he dies in forgetfulness like the cats and dogs, then his life is spoiled. It is the duty of a sannyasi, therefore, to go and awaken the forgotten souls with enlightenment of their eternal relationship with the Lord and engage them in devotional service. The devotee should show mercy to the fallen souls and also give them the assurance of fearlessness. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he is convinced that he is protected by the Lord. Fear itself is afraid of the Lord. Therefore, what has he to do with fearfulness? Fearfulness, yeah. So, this isn't just a sannyasi's job to distribute books. If it was, not too many books would go out. There's not too many sannyasis out there. So, it's really everybody's job to spread Krishna consciousness. Because the kingdom of God doesn't have third-class devotees there. Ones that are more focused, that aren't preaching. They don't exist. Now, you're going to have some bhajananandis, some true bhajananandis that are very rare to be able to go inside your room and chant Hare Krishna and not think of nonsense. Conscience, that's extremely rare. And of course, they're in the spiritual world too. But those are rare people. For almost everybody else, preaching is essential. Preaching is the essence. The essence. Books are the basis. Yeah. Be Krishna conscious, be a devotee of Lord Krishna. Don't spoil your life in simply fulfilling your animal propensities. Human life is meant for self-realization of Krishna consciousness. These are the preachings of a sadhu. He is not satisfied with his own liberation. He always thinks about others. He is the most compassionate personality toward all the fallen souls. You all remember Vasudeva Dutt? A nice example of somebody with compassion. He's an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya, and I'll read something from there, if that's all right. So we're talking the most compassionate jiva in the history of the world, pretty much, is Vasudeva Dutt. Was here with when Lord Chaitanya was here. And here he's saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Vasudeva Dutt. So Lord Chaitanya is going around and glorifying devotees in front of devotees. And he's now going to Vasudeva Dutt. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Vasudeva Dutt and began to speak of his glories as if he had 1,000 mouths. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fight on Vasudeva Dutt, immediately became very embarrassed and shy. He then submitted himself to the Lord's lotus feet. So here his heart. Vasudeva Chaitanya My dear Lord, you incarnate just to deliver all conditioned souls. I have now one petition. So, time to get that petition that he's been wanting for a while now, which I wish you would accept. Well, my Lord, you are certainly capable of doing whatever you like, and you are indeed merciful. If you so desire, you can very easily do whatever you want. My Lord, my heart breaks to see the sufferings of all conditioned souls. Therefore, I request you to transfer the karma of their sinful lives upon my head. I don't know if we should say that kind of prayer or not. I don't know. I don't know what will happen to you. Really. You know, it's like that part of the Mahabharata. I haven't read the Mahabharata. I've been asked to. I was supposed to, but I don't know. I just love Prabhupada's books. But I've been told in the Mahabharata, they finished the war. Krishna's on the chariot with Arjuna. And then they're about to get off the chariot. And Arjuna's like, well, you first, Krishna. And Krishna goes, basically, you first, indicate. No. Okay. So, you know, of course, it's not the etiquette, but okay, I'll go. And then second, Krishna gets down, doesn't touch the chariot, because it's been hit by so many celestial weapons. And the only reason why that chariot was together was because Krishna's potency. I feel like that on Sankirtan. If I ever give up book distribution, oh my God, I'm going to disintegrate. It'll just, what happened to Paramesvara? There's a bunch of dust here. What happened to him? I swear that's what it feels like. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you should make this kind of prayer, to be honest with you. So, you know, on your own discretion there, as you wish, because I don't know, maybe that'll happen to you. I don't know. But imagine that, taking the karma of all living entities in this universe on your head. So that's his prayer. My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reactions of all living entities. Please finish their diseased material life. In other words, you can't take it. It's like that pain of seeing them suffer is more than any pain he could experience. That's far out, if you think about it. I remember, and then this is glorifying me, which is bad, but you know, if you can take that part of it out, but just, I remember, I was supposed to bring in a lot of money to, I don't know what for, but I think it was to save somebody's life. And I tried to do it through book distribution, and I had to go out for long hours. The airport in LA, like long hours. I worked so hard. Oh my God. I remember coming back at like 11 p.m. at night, and I'm so tired. And after like weeks of this, and I'm taking the bus back, and I'm walking by In-N-Out Burger right there on Venice Boulevard, and I hear some kid screaming. I thought, you know, it felt like the kid's just saying, "I'm going to hell, help," you know, like that, because they're in line for In-N-Out Burger, you know. And I'm like, you know, I'm hurting so much, but that was more painful. I remember recognizing that pain was more painful than my pain from my shins, and so forth and so on. And I had to help them, give them a book, you know. So that's you know, that's probably a pure thing to actually, you know, experience somebody else's pain is more painful than yours. So that urge to help is probably an eternal thing. My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reactions of all living entities. Please finish their diseased material life. So Prabhupada is giving a commentary, is giving the commentary of his guru on this situation. So he's stating that Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur gives the following commentary on this verse. In the Western countries, Krishnas believed that Lord Jesus Christ, their spiritual master, appeared in order to eradicate all the sins of his disciples. To this end, Lord Jesus Christ appeared and disappeared. Here, however, we find Sri Vasudeva Thakur and Sri Haridas Thakur to be many millions of times more advanced, even when compared to Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ relieved only his followers from all sinful reactions, but Vasudeva Dutt is here prepared to accept the sins of everyone in the universe. Vaishnava is so liberal that he is prepared to risk everything to rescue conditioned souls from material existence. Srila Vasudeva Dutt Thakur is universal love himself, for he is willing to sacrifice everything and fully engage in the service of the Supreme. So, way to desire, right? I mean, it's like the ultimate compassion. So maybe I should end with a story, just to give you a sample of how powerful Prabhupada's books are. Well, you ready for this story? I'll go to them. I was distributing books at the LA Ratha Yatra. You ever been there? Do they still have the Krishna? Stupid idiots, why don't you eat the cows? They're out there, and we're like Adam also is like it's not going to be a fist fight, but it's I don't know, it's about there, and I knew the power of these books, so I offered the main guy that's in speakerphone and everything and a book, and he's like, nah. And just and so I just touched it to his hand. I knew the power of these books. When I first joined here, they had a mass moving to San Diego Temple, and I was there, and I knew the power of the books. I haven't read much of them at that point, but when I knew they were just had so much energy to them that I just, without asking I'm going to arrive, I just snuck up into their ashram and laid there in the front area and put the books all on me, unfolded them and kind of slid later. That was my way of like getting connected, you know. So they thought I was crazy and they kicked me out, but what to do? But anyway, the power. So I just touched the book to his arm, and he's going. And all of a sudden, you can just feel the energy just going. And he goes. And then they walk across the street. It's like. Really, I saw that happen. It was like, just from touching the book to the guy's hand, to his arm, just touch the skin of the book. I was like, man, wow. You know, this is like, I mean, I was just totally new Bhakta, just like, I knew it would do something like that. So anyway, that was really cool. So where was I? Another story I was going to tell about. Oh, the Power Book distribution. Okay, well, getting in contact. Yes, and one last story, and then I could open up for questions. But did you read my mind? Okay, one more story. And so, these books are non-different from Krishna. So you get in contact with Krishna, what happened to you? So there's some. Lord Chaitanya is about 3 years old, and there's some puppies, a bunch of puppies, and he's noticing in his yard or something playing, and all of a sudden they all leave except for one of them. So he goes over there and gets a little string, puts it around his neck, and he's hugging the puppy. And this is my puppy now. I guess it's for me. He's hugging the puppy and everything. And his mother lets him in the house, lets the puppy in the house, and his mother comes in the house. And, well, you're a Brahmana, you can't have a puppy in the house. And then Lord Chaitanya said, well, I'm want to go bathe now. So I said, don't worry, I'll take care of the puppy. And the mother of the puppy comes by and looks for the puppy, and Lord Chaitanya's mother, such a name, is so relieved that, oh, good, because she didn't want the puppy around, you know. And so when Lord Chaitanya came back, where's the puppy and everything? And well, I made up something or whatever. And it turns out that puppy down the street a ways since it was touched by Lord Chaitanya, it was rolling in ecstasy, chanting Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. It got love of God. It was just going Haribol, Haribol. And right before all these people in the town are going, check this out, man. This puppy's chanting Haribol. And going Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Because it got touched by Lord Chaitanya. It's love of God, it got pure love of God. And then all of a sudden, one of the Vishnu Duta planes came down. And the soul in the puppy body kind of came out of that into some other form, a more human form, entered into the plane of Vaikuntha Express and took him back to the spiritual world. And in front of all these people. So that's the power of coming in contact with Krishna. And the books are non-different from this. So we can really, get some puppies back to the spiritual world, two-legged puppies, So I'll stop there. Yes. Sorry.
Very nice talk.
Thanks for tolerating me.
I just wanted to ask where does this prayer compassion?
We'll see what I picked up here. It's a story is there that's pretty common. Hopefully this is an ISKCON website here. Story is legit. I got it from let's think where his puppy one, but that was Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's story about the puppy. So that's for sure legit. And here we go. So this must be a legit website also. The story with Radharani's jackal, that's a legit story. It looks like bhagavatkatha.com. And I just got it at the end of that story. It had that prayer. I can text it to you if you want.
Yeah.
Sure. There you go. Any comments or questions? The thing is it's in our highest interest to go out and, like Prabhupada's Guru told Prabhupada, it's best for you and best for the world if you share this. And it really is. It really, really, really is. And I mean, I don't know if I already shared this. The first day I was asked to share books, I ran away from the temple. Yeah. I mean, literally, somebody broke my neck out there. I figured that would be more pleasant than distributing Prabhupada's book. I mean, it was hardcore what happened.
What city did you say?
Right here.
Yeah.
I was right there. I remember just running, got caught by somebody, and that person didn't have their highest interests in me, for me in mind. It was hardcore. It was hardcore. It was so hardcore. You don't want to hear it. Anyway, well, I came back and was like, wow, your neck? Oh, God. I don't want to think about it. Major PTSD. So I preferred that than distributing books. So a lot of people have great fears. And after a while, I just kind of gradually got into it. And once I got into it, I'm like, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
So,
Courage game.
I was so shy. Silly, too shy. Anyway. Well, it was Krishna's arrangement to go, well, you want to stream my books? You want this to happen? I'm like, well, I want that to happen. I'm like, are you crazy? And he gave me all opportunities to get out of it. But I'm like, I don't know this. Are you sure? Oh, man. Yes.
When did you start listening?
What's this?
I've seen you close your eyes in this whole book.
Oh my God.
I've seen you do that.
I'm gonna try that.
Probably when I've reached I remember reaching the point of utter frustration. I remember hearing you remember Dvija Mani Goda Prabhu? He traveled with me for a while. A nice devotee. He was so Vancouver, Canada. Probably the worst place to ship books, and it's so difficult there. He's on the subway thing or whatever, train thing, and he's just like, starts getting crazy. And he's like, because nobody's taking on. He goes up to some old lady with a big, back then he had the big Krishna books. They're huge. You want one? And she goes, yeah. He thought she was kidding, you know, because he's been kind of like nuts. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, I picked up a book, and I've always wanted to know about Krishna. So something like that happened to me over at U of A. I remember just going a little bit similar thing. Like somebody was like, because I was just like lost in, I'm like storming and just going, nobody's ever. And somebody comes in, you got one of the with me, man, because people would do that and just mess with me. I'm like, don't mess with me, man. And I'm like, God, you know, like this. And maybe you saw me that day. and the guy, and I wasn't going to give him a book because I figured Krishna's just going to mess with me more, you know, because Krishna's just, you know, Krishna's amazing. It's getting rid of my attachments, you know. And then, so he actually grabs the book out of my backpack. And I'm like just practically crying and everything and anxiety. And he just puts money in my pocket and walks away. I'm like, no way, did that really just happen? I was really new and had trouble streaming books. So, yeah, maybe that was what you saw. I don't know. But yeah, why not? Anyway, the more you show, the more you distribute. Yeah.
We were at our table. Paramesvara, we had his little. We were just, you know, doing the usual case distribute, which is pretty slow. And Paramesvara was like, passing one, like he had like 10 hands.
Mahotsav wrote about that or spoke about that he was distributing so many books. He said he thought that maybe he manifested. It was like a mystical experience he had at one point. I mean, I don't doubt it, you know, with him. Not me, but you know, he's really far out. Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, you know the nectar of book distribution.
Can I share a story?
Yeah.
So I was in like a book seminar thing with like Sheshika Maharaj, and he was saying how this one time he went up. This guy opened the door, and he's this big guy, and so he just got the book in his hand, and he went up to him, just punched him in the chest. He said, "Here's a book on meditation and yoga." And the guy was just like blown away. And so I remember hearing the story, and I thought, man, I want to try that one day.
Oh God.
So I was on this campus, and I saw this guy that said, this guy had a shirt that said "Get Yoked," and he was freaking huge. And I went up to him, and I had the book, and I said, boom. I said something like, it's on meditation, and he looked at me, and he grabbed the book, and he goes, "Oh, I'm a missionary too." And then he just reaches into his backpack and he pulls out a frying pan, and I'm thinking, what the hell is this guy gonna do? And he starts bending the frying pan, and right in front of me, just curling it into like a taco.
God.
And like I'm just like, what the hell? And then people start congregating, and then he tells me, he goes, "I do this to get attention, and then I start preaching the glories of Jesus Christ." And I was like, oh my God. And so I just watched him. I just took a step back, and he just started bending it and bending it and bending it. And sure enough, the crowd came by, and then he started doing like gospel preaching.
Interesting. Okay. I thought you were going to get hit over the head with a frying pan.
I was a little, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking time out, even if it's just getting, you know, you can always to Suresh Prabhu, I think, will give you books. Well, others will give you books. You just go to those people that work here. Hey, he'll probably get you books. Take you to the book room. You can just pick out some books, pay them, you know, something. They're not going to milk you. You know, they want to see the books go out. Get some. Maybe he can provide you with flyers to the temple, to the restaurant, to programs like this. And you just put one of those in the books also, and you're good to go. And you can have the fun. And this way, the progress is rapid. Do you want this plate? Okay. I'll check it out. Thank you. So please take advantage if you wish. I strongly recommend it, like anything. And even if you just distribute them for free, you know, to the grocery store person or the whatever, just distribute, you know, a free one here and there. That's fine too. You don't have to pry out a donation from them if need be. It's okay to give out free books. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing to do. Just give somebody a free book. And no elaborate shastric knowledge is even needed. You can just say, hey, I like the cool hairstyle. I like the nice tattoos. Here, the book on yoga meditations. Trying to share a cool thing with the world. And give a donation would be great. If you can't, it's cool. Or whatever. Or you can be like some of these book distributors. They're bringing in 6-figure incomes.
Yeah.
Tax-free.
Yeah.
You know, you hear people go to school for years and you deal with a boss that you don't doing an activity you really don't want to do. Oftentimes activities that harm the world and bad karma or whatever else. And then you get paid what? You know, you can go get a 6-figure income tax free. That's kind of uncommon though. It's not, at least for me. But some are able to do huge. So in that regard. But that's not where it's at. It's about compassion. I don't really have, you know, we're not spreading the movement quick enough. And then maybe it's because of Krishna book. When I'm not, you got Krishna book. It's a book everybody can relate with. You know, hardcore philosophy, not too many people can handle, but anybody can handle if they want to. But stories, everybody likes stories. It's amazing how you distribute a Krishna book up there at Mount Rushmore, and some dad picks it up, and then what happens is like Krishna's arrangement. So, Dad, who's Krishna? You know, who's who? And then the guy's like, well, I guess I got to read the book. I'll just get the answer. Well, who's that with Krishna on the cover? Can I have the book there? Oh, what's this? It's a big snake that Krishna's dancing on. What's going on here, Dad? Because, well, I guess you got to read it. Yeah. It's funny how Krishna just makes. It's just 5 years old, and dad's telling you about how Krishna jumped on Kali at 5 years old. I mean, that's going to have a big impression on you. Yeah.
It's like simple, but it's elevated.
So just like they recommend. Oh, you had a question or a comment?
You're out at Mount Rushmore. People are transit. Do they ever stay in touch with you? Like you gave them a book, and then do they ever reach back out to you personally, or is it more?
They ever keep in touch? Sometimes I take their contact, and then I send something out that encourages them to stay in touch. But they almost always don't. I don't know what the deal is. But I have heard later on from other devotees, like Devarata Prabhu contacted me. He says, "Yeah, I'm here at the Boise Temple, and there's this gal here that's totally into it, and she says she got introduced to this by getting a stack of books from you from Mount Rushmore." And then she even told me that, yeah, I'm over here in Bellingham, Washington, and I met this devotee, this person that's got books from you, and she didn't even know devotees, and she's trying to start a preaching center, you know, of distributing these books. So, and I have met other people that again, it goes, you know, you know, they come to the table and I go offer them books. Hey, man, I already got these books, and like I distribute these books. So he's somehow got a case from BB. He's got a book, got a case from BB. Distribute a lot of books. So this book distributor is even being made just from people getting the books and never even meeting devotees. Really cool. So somebody trying to start a preaching center and getting some books. So things are definitely happening for us in a wonderful way. And that's just a year or two after, not to mention, what about 100 years from now? What's going to happen with all those books coming out? So, it's a way to make the world a better place. But just like we encourage people, to chant at least one round a day and then gradually increase it, we should do the same with book distribution, Because I don't know about y'all, when I don't distribute books for a while and I do my japa, I feel like I've got like a spacesuit on with a 10-pound weight on my tongue. And then when I distribute a lot of books, it's just like flows, right? So it's if you want to chant Hare Krishna, you want to advance quickly, rapidly, distribute books. So like one book a week, like one round a week. You just have to start somebody. 10 beads a day. Just to get you hooked on drugs, they give you some free drugs. Right? Take. So here's a perfection of yoga. You go distribute it.
Little do they know.
And then 3 or 4 times, you're like, give me more of this. What do we got to do again? Yeah. I mean, really, it's addictive. It's the greatest addiction. And the Prabhupada says that actually. It says devotees are always going, where's venue? Where's venue? Where's venue? Meaning, where do I distribute these books? Looking up your research. Where's the best book? Oh, there it is. We have to go. Get the distribute one. Okay. And the next morning, where's venue? It's an addiction. Yeah.
Have you ever distributed in like Washington Square, Tompkins Square Park?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
New York City and me, I don't know what's going on. Really. It just doesn't work out. So I'm a country boy. I get there and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's all.
But that's one of the better places in New York City to distribute though.
It's far out.
Yeah.
That's the only place I've ever done it.
Yes.
I was having a hard time distributing in New York City. And I asked Ram Roy for some advice. He said, you just gotta get your hand and reach down into the belly of the beast and rip their heart out and give them a book.
That's
And I was like,
Sounds
First
just
time
like
I met
Ron.
him, he talked to me just like that.
yeah, I know, right? I love Ram Roy. So he was like, he's from New York, New Yorker.
Yeah. That's how you gotta be there.
And I like went out there distributing books with just like, I just gotta like do what he said. And like, how do I rip a person's heart out? Like from inside their chest, like by distributing a book. Like, and so like, I just kind of like tried to have more enthusiasm and it helped.
Yeah, you gotta go out with a gorilla suit or something like that.
Yeah.
Distribute the book. I'm just a sensitive, nice guy, a little intellectual. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Excuse me. Shut up. Oh my God. A crazy place.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy place.
So fun.
I go out I just go stepping out of the temple onto the thing, and step out of the temple with my book bag. My guru wanted me to be there for a little bit, so I was there. And, oh God. It's just, and there's a crazy guy going, I'm going to kill him. He's just screaming it like anything. Like, hey, I'm like, excuse me, sir, I got to, you don't have any solution. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. And then I go down the street and there's this guy, he looked like he was on PCP or something like that. He was huge and he was tough. And he comes right up. Yeah, I didn't even do anything. Right in my face. What would you do right now if I just just smashed you in the head right now.
Oh my God.
Well, I said, I'd be some pretty bad karma. Bad karma, what?
Oh my God.
And then he kind of threw him off, like, what the? Because they didn't have any fear. I don't know, And the guy's like confused. And then he goes storming off. And then I go turn the corner, literally one day. And this is a bus stop. And there's a guy he has his girlfriend in a headlock, the kind where you can just go click and she's dead. And he's screaming at her like anything at top of pitch. And everybody's just standing there waiting for the bus. Not even calling the cops or anything. Oh my God. Oh, and then I go down the street and there's all these caution things. Don't come over here. Somebody's got murdered.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, I mean, that's New York City.
Yeah, it's wild.
Jesus Christ. Anyway. Yeah. You did really well there.
Well, for a few little while, yeah.
That's
Christmas
incredible.
mercy.
Absolutely incredible. He was huge there in New York City.
Mercy.
Navina Nirda Prabhu gave him a hug. He asked for the blessings of Navina Nirda Prabhu. And he says, just do it. And then he gave me a hug.
Yep.
And then he just distributed huge quantities. Huge quantities. Like crazy.
I couldn't get a single book out. I even told them, I said, oh yeah, I do books. I'm really good at it. I do it all the time. And I went for 2 weeks and they're like, how many books have you got out? I'm like, probably 5. And they're like, bro, what's going on? Like, we need to pay the rent here. And I'm like, I know. And then all of a sudden, the narrative came around and then I was like,
He's distributing like
Assenberg's mercy.
cases of books a day. It's phenomenal. Anyway, it's a bizarre experience. As Brigapati Prabhu says, you realize that Krishna's a person when you go on books. This kind of stuff just can't happen. The things that happen on books. Yeah. This one guy used his approach of book distribution. This guy, you get fried with people in New York City just ignoring you. So this one guy, this person was reading a newspaper or anything. This one book distributor went with his Bic lighter, lit the paper on fire. I don't recommend that, but that's an interesting approach. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, lit the whole newspaper on fire. He gave him a book, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I need someone to read now. Don't like this one on fire. Right. Yeah. I have to bring my van in at this point, otherwise Prabhu out there will get mad at me. So I better go. And I could come back if you all want to bother with that. But thank you for being here.